I also found references of ripened mango having a little bit of a difference in variation in their properties when it ripens on the tree and when it is artificially ripened. If it is Vrishya Sampaka Amra, like mango that ripens on the tree itself, so carries all the richness of sweet with it very well, sir.
Definitely, one which is naturally ripened in the tree itself will carry all the qualities described, and definitely it will be good because it is something which is taken care natural way, I think. But presently, getting such Vriksha Sampakwa Ambra is very difficult task because of huge market and business. People are going for Kritaka or the artificial methods of making it ripen, and even the people are using very dangerous chemicals to make it ripen. Once their unripened mangoes are plucked and they're packed, and before sealing it, they put some sort of chemicals onto that, and next morning or the day of two morning, when you open it, it will be totally ripened with a uniform color. So that is very dangerous to body, not only for health wise, and it is a toxic to the nerves as well as blood. So you should be careful not to use those things. But people want that color and smell and all these things. They go for artificial method of ripening.
Nowadays, especially in Indian markets, getting good quality naturally grown fruits have become like very difficult, even with the grapes and all. Probably like dipping it in lukewarm saline water for some time, any fruit that we bring would eliminate a little bit of at least externally if they applied something that would be gotten rid. We do that with the grapes usually.
Now that can only help to some extent, but it is better to avoid those things. Try to get from naturally grown. Nowadays there are some organic growers and some farmers. Such type of it's available, but it is very compared to Indian population size and our country magnitude. It is very less.
Another indication is that, especially with apples and all, if it is too shiny and there is no rotten apple at all in the stock and everything looks like shiny and bright, probably has been manipulated in some or the other ways. Whereas if there is some sort in which little bit of over-ripened apple, etc. are there, probably that group of this one is closer to nature, sir.
Definitely. Even while purchasing cauliflower in the market, we used to have a same criteria of if some insects are present in that, it is good that he has not used pesticides or that materials continuously. If a cauliflower is bright white, neat, no spots, no insects, then think that definitely he has used ample quantity of pesticides while it's growing. It's very typically farmers, they say it every alternate day they spray pesticides over the flowers. Otherwise, insects will just bite it and definitely they'll get a less rate in the market. So in order to avoid that, they are going for continuously spraying these materials, and we'll be eating those things even though how much we try to remove them by putting it in potassium permanganate solution or salt water, whatever it is, but still it is very difficult to remove all sorts of pesticides residue. So that's why many a times these artificial materials, they're causing a lot of trouble to practice as well as our health.
Another thing that I noticed with the natural one versus the artificial one, the natural one has, like you initially described, it has some pitta increasing tendency, it has some memories of its previous sour past. Whereas artificial one, which is Kritrima Pakwa Amra, is light to digest and rather it is coolant. So clearly it's not so good as good as the natural ones are.
Definitely, Kritrima is Kritrima. That's what I said. Whenever we understand or observe something which is sweeter, but it has some sort of sourness or bitterness in that or something like that, then you understand that it is somewhat near to the normalcy. The one which is totally 100% sweet and everything is fine, then think of some foul play has been played in order to the, and of course there are certain other issues are also. For example, if you are getting a mango early in the season, then it is too much sweet, then definitely it has been manipulated. But at the end of the season, naturally, the one or two summer rains will be there, and after that, whatever the mangoes we get, those mangoes will usually have a very good type of taste, and of course, qualitatively better than the earlier whatever come in the early part of the season.